12 spies sent into Canaan. After leaving Egypt, the freed Hebrew slaves moved through the wilderness on their way to the land God had promised them. As they approached Canaan, they stopped in the wilderness of Zin at a place called Kadesh Barnea. The Lord instructed Moses to select a leader from each of the 12 tribes to go and check out the land. Moses chose a leader from each tribe. Their names were Shammua, Shaphat, Caleb, Ijel, Joshua, Palti, Gadiel, Gadi, Amiel, Sethor, Nabi and Gul. Moses told them to find out whether the people in Canaan were strong or weak. How big were their towns and where they were fortified? Was the soil fertile or barren? He also asked them to bring back some fruit of the land. The 12 spies set out from Kadesh Barnea through the Negev desert, where the Amalekites lived, then made their way up into the hill country. They saw very tall and strong people who were descendants of Anak. 7 They moved north through the hill country where the Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites lived, and then around the river Jordan and Lake Galilee where they saw Canaanites. The towns and cities were large and well fortified. They went as far north as Rehob before turning back and retracing their steps. When they reached the valley of Eshcol, they cut off a branch bearing a cluster of grapes. 2 of them carried it on a pole between them, along with some pomegranates and figs. After 40 days, they returned to their camp. They reported, "The land flows with milk and honey. Here is some of its fruit. But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are large and fortified." One of the spies, Caleb, silenced everyone and said, "We should go up and take the land, we will be successful." 10 of the spies disagreed. "We can't attack these people, they are stronger than us. All the people we saw are huge. Compared to them, we seemed like grasshoppers." That night the Israelites grumbled and wept. They complained to Moses and Aaron, "Why is the Lord bringing us to this land only to let us die in battle? Our wives and children will be taken as plunder." They began planning to choose another leader and go back to Egypt. Moses and Aaron fell face down in front of everyone. 2 of the spies, Joshua and Caleb, stood up and said, "The land we explored is exceedingly good. The Lord will lead us into the land flowing with milk and honey, and give it to us. Don't rebel against God or be afraid. The Lord is with us, not them." The Lord told Moses, "How long will these people refuse to believe in me, in spite of all the miracles I have performed among them? I will strike them down with a plague and destroy them, but I will make you into a stronger nation." God told Moses he would punish their rebellion by keeping them in the wilderness for 40 years, 1 year for each day the spies had been in Canaan. The 10 spies who brought a bad report died of a plague. Only Joshua and Caleb survived, along with the spies who trusted in God that he would keep his promises, and give them the land. The rebellious people then changed their minds and decided to attack the Amalekites just north of their camp. Moses asked them, "Why are you disobeying the Lord's command? This will not succeed." But they would not listen. The Amalekites, helped by the Canaanites from the hill country, came down, attacked, and defeated them as Moses had warned. For the next 40 years the Israelites wandered around in the wilderness. All those who rebelled against God died. A new generation grew up willing to trust God and take the land God had promised to them, under the leadership of Joshua, supported by Caleb. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share and leave a comment. Subscribe.